Hi, my name is Niall Murray. I'm the head of global business at Salamantex, and today we're going to talk about how to buy a sports car with cryptocurrency. So this is the agenda of what we will be talking about. We will touch upon each and every point, and at the end of this presentation, you as a business should be able to decide whether it is a good idea to accept cryptocurrency as a payment method for your goods or services. Now, what I want to introduce to you is that one of our merchants has recently sold an Aston Martin, pictured here, because he was able to offer a payment in cryptocurrency. Actually, the buyer himself was looking everywhere for a payment in cryptocurrency to buy his dream car. And only because this merchant here, called Gruenzweig, was connected to Salamantex and our cryptocurrency payment, was he able to do so. And then in the light of that positive news leaking out there into the blockchain world and others, he just a week later sold another car. So we thought that this would be a good idea today to present to you how you could also have your business accept cryptocurrency for payment method. Now, all of this is made possible by Salamantex. Now, in our case, Salamantex has been established in 2017. We've been operating in Austria and have designed a user-friendly payment process that I want to explain to you here. So in this case here, you can see a web interface actually asking you whether you want to, you enter the invoice amount in euro, Then the buyer can select the cryptocurrency or any kind of digital asset. And what we do is we lock in the exchange rate for the next 30 seconds. And in those 30 seconds, the merchant is guaranteed the fiat amount. In this case, it was 180,000 euros for this car, if I'm not mistaken. And on the other side, we calculate the exchange rate. In this case, it was in Ether. Then we display the system will display a QR code. This QR code is then scanned with the user wallet that holds the cryptocurrency. And after a few seconds, actually the transaction is completed. And just as you know from any other payment process, a receipt is printed. Now, what is important to note here is that our system actively seeks the best exchange rate and then fixes this for the merchant. So the merchant then is guaranteed the fiat payout if he chooses to do so. So any kind of purchase amount, the merchant actually has the possibility to select either cryptocurrencies, which he then can keep on his wallet at his own risk, or the fiat amount, which then is paid out via our partners. Now, here you can see the process taking place on an Ingenico terminal. You can input the amount, or it's actually transferred via the usual interfaces. Then here, our own crypto network, the Cherry network, is selected. The exchange rate, as you can see here, is fixed in this demo version for about 35 seconds. And in those 35 seconds, once you confirm the payment, the QR code is generated. And then here with a testnet wallet, we can scan the QR code and the funds will then be transferred to the device within a couple of minutes. And here you can see that the receipt is printed and the payment is confirmed. Now, how does Salamantex do these things? Well, what Salamantex has done is, as you've just saw on the Ingenico terminal, we have actually teamed up with, let me just put this here slightly down so that you can read this. So Salamantex is teamed up with the leading acquirers and POS terminals in the payment industry. In this case, you just saw the Ingenico terminal. Ingenico is a world leader in POS terminals and also an acquirer in its own right. A1 is a telecommunications company from Austria that also operates in Belarus and other countries in Eastern Europe, such as Croatia and so on. And they are our partner and sell A1 payment to merchants in those markets. And currently public is our cooperation with the Concardus Nets Group, one of the largest acquirers in Europe, with which actually Salamantex, with just these public corporations, can reach more than 75% of the market, covering more than 1.9 million terminals. And lastly, we have 1031, our own bank, of which we own a 9.9% stake, to do settlement accounts for any merchants who worries about where these payments go to. Now, in all of this, we integrate into the existing payment infrastructure of the acquirers. So if you were to imagine a credit card payment, it is actually exactly the same, or at least very, very similar. So, is it time to future-proof your business, given that actually our merchants are experiencing new possibilities to generate revenue with these cryptocurrency payment methods? Well, actually, yes, it is time for you. Blockchain wallet users have been increasing globally by the millions. And in fact, here in this chart, you can see that the original 2030 estimate of 200 million was reached in 2021, where numbers actually quadrupled within a couple of months in the light of the recent developments. Also, there's a growing trust in these emerging payments, and millennials are more inclined wanting to try cryptocurrencies for their payments. And in this case, it really is important to understand that when you are a holder of Ether or Bitcoin and so on, you do not only see this as an asset that you use for investment, you also see this as a means of exchange, as a payment method. And this whole view will become more and more apparent as the infrastructure that Salamantex is building becomes more and more readily available. Currently, there's simply too few merchants offering cryptocurrency payments. And also, if you're thinking, well, how do I actually do this as a merchant or as a business? Well, you might have one of these ideas listed here, that there is some kind of really intensive method and complicated accounting, and as well, of course, the volatility that you have to take care of. But all of these misconceptions are transformed into added values, such as the example of this car dealer shows, where you have seamless integration into what your current existing payment processes are. You have no issues with the accounting to incorporate that into your current systems. Salamantex takes care of the volatility risk and gives you real and transparent exchange rates, and of course the extra exposure that you as a first mover would generate for your business. But there's also more. All of these things are actually integrated in a transparent and safe process. Salamantex itself is regulated by its financial market authority in Austria, the FMA. We hold a virtual asset provider license and plan to acquire more licenses throughout Europe, but also in other markets that we enter into. In this case, we are pioneering some of the regulations that have been applied currently to us in this case. And of course, what we can also tell you is that you will, in our experience of currently our rollouts in Europe, you can access a new customer base that wants to try new methods to pay. But quite honestly, this is only the beginning. Cryptocurrencies are the first step towards what many people call mass adoption, by which they mean cryptocurrencies, but by which we actually mean a lot more than that. It involves actually not only the common usage by everyone of cryptocurrencies for payment methods, but also to utilize the true potential of cryptocurrencies in other areas. And here we've listed loyalty points, city tokens, but also tokenized assets such as properties. So for instance, you could imagine that not only could you pay with Bitcoin and Ether at any outlet running with Salamantex software under the partnership with some of our acquirers, but you could also imagine that, for instance, some kind of fan token for your favorite football club or your loyalty points, such as Skyward Miles, could be used anywhere with ease around the world to pay for any kind of goods or services. And that really is the true vision that Salamantex sees in all of this. But if you want to know more, then why don't you just come and meet the team at the Seamless and ask us questions to our Salamantex payment method, but also to our upcoming crypto network called the Cherry Network. You can find us at stand D12. We're very happy to meet you, but you also can contact us online and ask your queries there, and we will be happy to answer them for you. Thank you very much.